Hey everyone, welcome back for another deep dive. Today we're going to be tackling a topic that's uh, pretty close to my heart, actually,
Mm.
endangered animals.
Mm.
Specifically, we're going to be looking at a list of animals that could be gone, like, within the next few years.
Wow.
It's pretty heavy stuff.
Yeah.
We're going to be working from a list called Top 10 Animals, which could be gone by 2025 from the Top 10's website, which is a website that has all kinds of top 10 lists. So
Yeah.
if you're into that kind of stuff,
Love it.
go check them out. But yeah, this list it's heavy, but it's important. I think, a lot of people don't realize how dire the situation is for some of these creatures.
Right. Right.
So we're going to jump right in. And the first animal on this list is the Sumatran rhino.
Oh, okay.
You ready for this?
Yeah.
There are only 2 left in the entire world.
2.
2.
Oh my goodness.
That's it.
That's
2
unbelievable.
Sumatran rhinos left. Like, just let that sink in for a second. It's crazy.
Yeah. That's really that puts it in perspective.
Yeah. So obviously, poaching and habitat destruction are huge problems. They're
Yeah.
driving these animals to extinction.
Right.
And it's not just the Sumatran rhino. Next on the list is the Amur leopard. Now, the Amur leopard, there are only a handful of them left in the wild.
Oh, wow.
But here's the weird thing. There are actually a lot of Amur leopards in captivity.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like in zoos and stuff.
Interesting.
So it's kind of like, okay, we can breed them, but that doesn't really solve the problem, does it?
Right, because you have to think about, like, what happens if you try to reintroduce them back into the wild? They've never had to, like, hunt for their own food. They've always been taken care of,
Yeah.
and you have to teach them how to survive in a totally different environment.
And avoid poachers, right?
Oh, absolutely. And then there's also, like, the genetic diversity issue.
Oh, wow.
Because if you have a small population, they're all kind of related.
Right.
And that can cause problems down the line. Plus, you have to make sure there's even a place for them to go. Like, is there even enough suitable habitat left that's safe from the threats that caused them to become endangered in the first place?
It's kind of like a catch-22, right?
Exactly.
All right. So we've got rhinos, leopards. How about a cheetah?
Okay.
The Iranian cheetah. It's also in a really bad spot.
Oh, no.
Yeah, there are only about 30 of them left,
Wow.
all in one small area of Iran.
Jeez.
So you can see how habitat loss and fragmentation are major issues here.
Yeah, it's like, imagine you have this beautiful tapestry, right?
Okay.
And someone starts cutting it up into tiny little pieces.
Oh, I see where you're going with this.
And eventually, those pieces become so isolated that the whole pattern starts to fall apart.
Wow, that's a great way to put it.
It's happening to so many species.
Yeah. Okay, so we've talked about land animals.
Mhm.
What about the ocean?
Right?
The vaquita, it's a small porpoise, is also on the list.
Oh,
And they're struggling to survive, even with, like, captive breeding programs and stuff.
it's tough because sometimes, despite our best efforts,
Yeah.
the odds are just stacked against us.
Right.
And it also shows how losing one species can impact a whole ecosystem.
Like a ripple effect.
Exactly.
Okay, so that covers a few of the animals on the list. We've also got hawksbill sea turtles, giant pandas, snow leopards, mountain gorillas,
Wow.
Javan rhinos, all with their own unique struggles.
It's a lot.
It is. And there's another rhino on the list, too, the northern white rhino, which, you guessed it, also down to just 2 individuals.
Oh, wow.
So this extinction thing, it's a real problem,
Yeah, but there are some bright spots, too.
Oh, yeah?
Like the giant panda, they've actually seen some population growth because of all the conservation efforts.
That's good to hear.
Yeah, so it shows that we can make a difference if we really try.
That's good. Gives me some hope. So the list also mentions some newcomers, like the African wild dog and the Yangtze giant softball tortoise. They're not officially endangered yet, but they're getting close.
Oh, I see.
And then there are the contenders. These are animals that are kind of on the edge, like the kakapo. It's this weird flightless parrot from New Zealand. Their numbers are actually increasing.
Really?
Yeah. They were really close to extinction, but conservationists have been working hard to bring them back.
That's amazing.
It is. And then you have the devil's hole pupfish, which lives in a single tiny pool in Nevada.
Oh, wow.
And finally, the Cross River gorilla, another primate in trouble. You see the pattern here, right?
Yeah, it's human impact.
Yeah. We're the problem.
But it also means we can be the solution.
Right. So
Yeah.
what can we do? It feels like such a big problem.
I know. But even small things can help.
Like what?
Well, you can support conservation organizations, donate your time or money. And then there are things you can do in your everyday life, like making sustainable choices, reducing your carbon footprint, stuff like that.
Right.
And just talking to people about it, raising awareness.
Yeah, that's important.
It all adds up. It's about realizing that we're all connected, and our actions, even small ones, can have a ripple effect.
So instead of getting overwhelmed by the bad news, we can focus on the good news and on what we can do to help.
Exactly. There's always hope.
That's a great point to end on. So, listeners, as you go about your day, think about this. What role do you want to play in the story of these endangered animals? Will you be a bystander or will you choose to be part of the solution? It's something to think about.
Yeah, it is.